the Honorable Commissioner, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, and all his managers in the ministry. I have the honor to be here by just a dint of God's virtue and acceptance. So I thank all of you for coming and for staying around. God bless all of us. Since I have been given this opportunity, my group looked at human capital development. And we saw it as our own kind of development, my kind of development. Human capital development shouldn't be allowed for others. The reason is that human capital development revolves from the time we come to the world, from age 0 till we become old. Now, a lot of things are involved. And here we stand out as a very different group, not blaming government, but our own is even to thank government because government has done a lot. But now we are here to remind us of this onerous task. Because a child that is born in a rural setting, in a poverty-stricken environment, with no good home. By home, we don't even mean the house. We mean the child could be born no father, no mother. In fact, I think in that group, we have single mother organization. So that tells you that the child could be born into an environment where that child is so burdened that the child starts to come down in height. Barring the fact that some parents, then the children could copy the gene from either the father who is short or the mother who is short. But naturally, children brought up under this kind of environment are stunted. They don't grow as fast as the ones in the city. Because in the environment, many of us, the younger ones may not understand. You wake up in the morning, you go to the stream. You come back from the stream, you have to make sure you do all the household chores and then get to primary school by 7 a.m. Whereas the child my age, the age of that similar age in the city, wakes up, the mother gives the child a bath, good food, is driven to the school in a chauffeur vehicle. And the guy is watching time. Oh, school runs time. He runs to go and pick the child. While we're chatting, we discovered that many children take very long distances to school. And because they had already been demented, the brain has been dulled already from bed. No good food, no good environment. In fact, there's nothing like junior in the village. Who calls you junior? Which junior? Any junior in the village? Nah, lie. I've often need them for. So we have seen that the human capital development involves around there. The first 5 years of a child's existence is when that child starts to point at the future. If after 5 years you have not given that child anything that keeps the child growing, pronouncing. Okay, just imagine a child who is born in my village. I don't want to insult my village. The primary school, there is something like computer. Another child is born the same day, and schools in Uyo, I'm not even going far, Uyo here. In the model school in Barracks Road, and there's computer there. At the time they want to take exams, who will do better in computer? The child in Uyo. So human capital development shouldn't be allowed to revolve around government until at a certain time. From 10 years up, and you also discover that if that child moves from the village to the city, he becomes very timid. He's intimidated even by the English that the other one speaks. Whether that English is correct or not, he feels inferior. So we have a duty. Now, before you get married, before you plan getting into marital situation. Are you even old enough? Because I see some children hug their babies on their back. That child that is carrying a child is a child herself. If you cannot cross here to speak vernacular, so we have to be prepared before we go there, so that we can develop the next generation. Generation after you should be better than you. So we looked at human capital development again. As number one stake issue in human capital development is your health. Is your health. If you are not healthy, you wouldn't stay here. If you stay here for 1 hour, you have to go for your drugs. You have seen that how many age do we live now? Barely 56 and 60 years. We have gone. So how do you develop yourself so that by the time you come to my age, as I'm standing, I'm already 65 years. I am already 65 years. How did I prepare myself matters. Because you have to tell yourself that you have to get there before you can get there. So human capital development is completely our own centered development and not that of government. So when government comes in to develop us, to assist us, we have to give them a lot of applause. Thank you very much, sir. I wouldn't want to take your time. Thank you.
I was not coming to stop you, but since you have stopped, I think you've kept to the time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please, can we give a round of applause to Group 3? Thank you. Why we applaud Group 3, we especially thank the Ministry of Education. I think that group was made of Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Youth Development, Ministry of Labor, Skills Development institutions, universities and tertiary institutions, private sector, foundations with tilts towards education, financial inclusion, enterprise support institutions, professional industry associations, chairman of local government areas with interest in grassroots research and innovation institution. Thank you so much to all of you for doing justice to the topic of interest. So we now move straight to take the next report from Group 2, and their focus was peace building and inclusion development. This group was headed by the chairperson, chairperson from Dr. View Foundation, Barrister Eno Ozo. I think this is the group that did not want to close, meaning they really, really enjoyed their session. So let me now invite, please, Imabong Jerry to please come forward, come to stage, and then do your report. A round of applause for her, please. Thank you and welcome.
Good afternoon, all. Still standing on the existing protocol. First, I want to thank God and thank my beautiful permanent secretary for this opportunity and the entire management of Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. So in Group 2, our topic was on peace building and inclusive development. Before I start, let me look at the definition of peace. Peace is not merely the absence of conflict. It is the presence of justice, inclusion, dignity, and opportunity. And we cannot have peace if we don't have strong institutions to back up the laws that will bring peace. And what are these strong institutions? An institution that works regardless of who is at the head. An institution that is put in place that has judicial, that has processes and have strong policies. Now, in our group, we were talking about bringing in the disabled. When we talk about those people living with disabilities, at times they go through a lot of discrimination. And from that group, we were made to know that there is a law backing your disability. Anyway, there is any employment and you feel you've not been carried along, you have the right, with your evidence, you have the right to walk into that establishment and ask them the percentage of people with disabilities that have been employed. You must have your evidence, and there's a law backing that. For vulnerable groups, peace must be experienced in access to service, livelihoods, justice, participation, and protection. There must be equity for people with disabilities. Peace building is a long-term process of encouraging people to talk, repairing relationships, and reforming institutions. Now, at times we are scared, oh, the law firm will charge us, we don't have the money to pay a legal practitioner to take up our case. We have the Legal Action Aid Council that can handle that for you. They give free legal services. I'm speaking to those with disabilities. We have the Legal Aid Council that can handle anything that you would want them when you feel that your right has been infringed upon. Now we moved on, we had a case study where we talked about youth unemployment and community violence. And a question was raised: how do we handle youth unemployment? Let's take our eyes from the government. The government cannot do it all. Trust me, they cannot. What can you do as a person to tackle unemployment? First, it starts with your mindset. You have to look back, sit back and ask yourself questions. What can I do to help myself in this unemployed situation? Yes, you have the HND, you have the BSc, at times you might even have the Masters and PhD. There are some PhD holders that can't have access to the university to lecture. What can you do? That's where skills comes in. Leverage yourself on where you know you have strength. Get a skill. It's not because one person is doing tailoring you, oh, you've seen her making, you now jump in. Know what you can do. Get a skill for yourself while waiting for the white-collar job. Another thing is coming together. You might have other friends that are unemployed. You can come together and form an organization, form a cooperative. You can get something done within yourself. But before you do this, you must have legal backing in terms of profit sharing. Because trust me, humans will always be humans. You must have legal backing on that organization or that company that you are about to form on how profits must be shared. Then we also need to create jobs for ourselves. Like I already said, the skills acquisition. Even in developed countries, even in America, wherever you may go, it's not certificate that they are looking for. It's not your BSc, it's not your HND. It's what you can do. It's your skills. Are you a plumber? Are you a welder? A carpenter? A fashion designer? That is a skill. It's not your BSc. So you must have a skill. Fine, you might say, oh, I've gone to learn the skill, I've acquired this skill. I don't have a startup pack. You can approach corporate organizations with your certificate. Yes, I'm done with this. I need a startup pack. I need a sewing machine. I need one or two technical equipments to help me with my skill. You can step up and do that. Even corporate, even churches can assist in doing that. Now, on the case of seeking help in terms of disability, you can seeking help from institution, then probably you feel your help, the request you had written to institution has not been granted. Trust me, you can take legal action against such institution with your evidence. Please, I emphasize again, evidence. Like our new permanent secretary said, the new statistician, he talked about data. Have accurate data. Because you're an NGO, don't just form data because you want to get a grant. Have accurate data in case you need any assistance. Then finally, what was our call to action today? Peace without inclusion is incomplete. You cannot have peace if you discriminate among other people. Development without justice is unsustainable. You can't have a sustainable development without justice. Resilience. We've been talking resilience. Resilience without partnership is very, very impossible. Now, we have to ask ourselves this question. What is one barrier to inclusion that your institution, that your small office, that your small organization, that your small NGO can address? Secondly, what is one practical action you can commit to on your daily activities? Finally, what was our counsel from Dr. Eno? He said that we should all go into farming. One source of income is not enough. It will not be enough. It can never be enough. In your little veranda, you can plant something with a cement bag. We all need to go into farming. Finally, think of what you can do positively to move forward differently. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Thank you very much. And special thanks also to the leader of Group B, Barrister Nozo. We sincerely appreciate you. I'm sure your session was very interesting that your people did not want to go. Now we have seen why. The bottom line is that it's a crime to have one source of income today, right? Because even the rat in your house is not mine. They have more than two escape routes or more. If the rat will pursue right from this side, you can follow that side, come out. So you see, even rat has many escape routes. So if rat could do that, how much some of us? Okay, thank you so much, Group 2. Special thanks to the Ministry of Women Affairs. That was in that group, Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. FBOs, we thank all of you. People with disabilities, we truly thank you. Thank you so much. And peace building and social cohesion organizations that were there, thank you. Development partners, we deal towards government, peace building, thank you. Media, please, the media organization, thank you. And of course, traditional and community leaders, thank you so much. All right, we get to the first, that is now the last, but not the least, Group 1. Their focus was climate and environmental resilience, emergency preparedness, and rapid response. That group was headed by Director from Clement Song Foundation, Mr. Elkanah. And of course, their presenter is none other than Idris Maba Deje. So please, let's put our hands together and welcome him as he delivers. He has written more than 7 pages, but it's 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes, Max. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Permanent Secretary. Ladies and gentlemen, I belong to Group 1, where we discussed climate and environmental resilience. And the facilitator was Mr. Elkanah Oluyori. In that group, we identified some environmental issues, particularly flooding, gas flaring, and oil spillage. We also identified a few lapses that people are beginning to misunderstand issues when they arise. For example, the issue of flooding. Everybody is beginning to assume that it is as a result of climate change. And we agreed in that group that human factors are responsible for some of the flooding issues that we experience. Take Uyo, for example. the last few weeks, there was so much flooding in many areas. Many of those were not caused by climate change, but as a result of the negligence and the actions of you and I in our various neighborhoods. When you sweep in the morning and the garbage you gather from your house, you throw into the gutter. I do the same thing, my neighbor does the same thing. Over time, the drainage system becomes blocked. And when there is heavy rain and the water cannot move, it results in flooding. That definitely is not caused by climate change. Now, in areas where we have persistent flooding, gas flaring, and oil spillage, we identified that as part of solutions that we identified, there should be a system of early warning where people can receive early enough information, where they can understand the information they receive, and where they can be able to act on those information. Because you will agree with me that in some of these rural communities, people do not know until danger is closing on them, and they actually do not know where to report such issue, who to call, or what particularly they should do systematically. And as such, some people become victims of flooding and other environmental issues. We also identify secular humanitarian system where victims of particular environmental issues become agents of solving those issues. For example, people who have been victims of flooding, people now who know that the flooding that overtook their area, their neighborhood, was caused by blocking of drainage system. They now become advocates of telling their neighbors that, look, when you drink your pure water, do not throw the sachet container into the gutter. When you sweep your home, do not throw the debris you have gathered into the drainage system. They become advocates. I'm sure that a number of people who were victims of the last set of flooding in New York will be more careful now about how they treat their environment. Their environmental awareness must have become something better than it used to be as a result of becoming aware that their actions also resulted in the disaster they suffered. As part of preventive measures that we identified, we also said provision of waste bins in strategic places, ban on littering, and disaster relief management should be taken more seriously. Just like I have explained before, instead of dumping your waste anyhow, you go to particular locations where you should drop them. And then it becomes imperative on government to ensure that enough waste bins are provided at strategic places such that citizens do not have to walk very long distances to get to to designated dumping sites. We also said littering should be, as part of banning littering, laws on littering should be activated and made effective so that offenders know that they have the law to face when they litter the public space. Okay? Disaster relief management framework that has been said to be around should be reviewed and updated as a working document in Akwa Ibom State. It is not enough for a gathering of this type to be convoked and then communiques come out of them, but the outcomes of those meetings are never effected. So it was the view of that group that the framework should be the disaster relief management framework should be properly implemented. In addition to that, there was, during the panel discussion, there was an issue about funding agencies, that they should come up with funds, and somebody said the agencies no longer have funds like they used to be. So in our group, we said instead of making funding agencies to be all-comers, to expect them to rise to the occasion every time, or instead of them to just attack one issue per time, why not map out issues as they affect different communities and make the donor agencies to make commitments, maybe in Ibuno. What commitment is a particular company going to make towards the issue of flooding, so that it can be properly structured. When you have such issue, we note the organization that has made commitment towards helping in that direction. And we do not have to wait until disasters come up before we think of what to do. When organizations make commitments, there should be background work. What can we do to ensure that this disaster does not happen? And peradventure it happens, what is the first line of action? And if it happens eventually, how do we ensure that the effect is not so much on the people of the community so affected? Somebody also raised the issue of sometimes issues are underreported, or some vested interests do not want particular crises reported in the media. As a solution to that, we talked about leveraging media advocacy, meaning instead of confronting the interests that do not want such matters reported, you can take advantage of the social media to escalate the crisis so that it becomes public knowledge. You can do that over time. When you do that over time, attention will be called to that matter. Like somebody also mentioned earlier, there was a time there was an issue in the media. The governor was tagged. Because he was tagged, he rose to the occasion and provided solution as necessary. We also talked about arise, care, and share. That in that, issues of climate resilience should be accommodated in the arise, care, and share that is already a program of the state government. By so doing, it will give proper attention, proper government interest in the issue of climate resilience. Further to that, in the area of tackling emergencies in local communities, that group said there should be something like Youth Emergency Response Corps. That corps should be incorporated into the village youth leadership structure. By so doing, you will be making the youths and other stakeholders to take responsibility for the safety of their communities. By so doing also, it is easier for those concerned to be quickly alerted. It is easier for steps to be taken to either prevent or mitigate environmental matters. Also, the issue of knowledge gap. Please, let me take this last one. The issue of knowledge gap. It was identified that if you are a frequent traveler, for example, I traveled to somewhere, and I was amazed at the quantum of information on Nigeria in the library of that institution outside of this country. I have never seen such anywhere in Nigeria. So it was advocated that curriculum in our schools should include educating students to become knowledgeable about the issues that affect their particular communities, such that when we need data on a particular community, we do not have to depend on foreign organizations to provide us with data about ourselves. These are some of the issues that we discussed and solutions that we identified. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Idris. Thank you for doing justice. I don't know how many of you noticed that when Mr. Idris was talking, the rapporteurs from group 2 and 3 started looking at me. Well, they looked at me. I don't know if that was bad eyes, but I had to give them that extra mark for finishing, their sessions in time. So I thank you for your understanding. I hope I'm not biased. I'm not biased, particularly in the afternoon. All right, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, particularly everyone that belonged to Group 1. We sincerely appreciate all of you. Special thanks to the leader, Mr. Elkanah El Kana. I truly appreciate you. Thank you, Director from Clement Song Foundation. And there is an announcement that everyone in that group, and I think this should be extended to other groups. Shortly after this, you kindly wait and meet your group leader so that you can have your phone numbers, possibly form yourself into a group for follow-up. I think that's a good initiative. So we are submitting that also to other groups. You can do that. No, who knows what will happen from your WhatsApp group. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Please don't go until you have given your name to the leader. Don't forget, that is Clement Song Foundation. They may give water to your community through you. All right, thank you to all participants from that group: SEMA, NEMA, Ministry of Environment, Fire and Emergency Service, Security and Emergency Response Agencies, Health Emergency Agencies, institutions, construction giants, environmental agencies, institutions, development partners. Thank you, LNGOs. Thank you so much. Banks, we sincerely thank you. And Chairman of Council, the representative that are part of that group. Thank you so much. And whereas all these have been said, and all these may just result to academic exercise without being put into action, all that we've said are being sent into a ministry that has been adjudged to be very responsible and proactive. And so I'd like to quickly please invite an admin officer from the ministry to please accept to come here and then move and call for a motion. Let all of us here accept the resolutions and call to actions presented by the different repertoires, and then we all resolve that the ministry can handle that. It looks very good when it comes from non-governmental institutions. Please celebrate Mr. Edwin James. Welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. The Honorable Commissioner, the Permanent Secretary, distinguished stakeholders, and development partners. I say thank you for waiting with us, staying with us till this moment. The 2026 World Humanitarian Day commemoration, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs found it fit to call the stakeholders, the humanitarian development partners, and everybody, so that we can sit down together, chart the cause, see the challenges, then see how we can fill the gap. Right from early in the morning, we've listened to the stakeholders at the roundtable discussion, and even up to now, we had a breakout session. We've listened to the rapporteurs as they summarize their sessions. So today, or this moment now, we want somebody to move a motion that all that we've learned today, all what that we've heard today, that we've discussed today, that we'll put it into a policy practice to enable the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Akwa Ibom State, to come out with a policy that will help in building climate resilient communities through sustainable livelihoods. We need somebody to move a motion, the participants, so that we can adopt. Thank you, sir.
I, Polycarp Umoito, from Frausus Empowerment Center. Having been from the beginning of this discussion, I have been here and everyone have accepted all the discuss, and then I hereby move a motion that all the discuss shall be taken into action. I so move.
Yes, move a motion that all the discourse shall be taken into action. Any seconder? Anyone?
The motion rightly moved is hereby seconded by Honorable Udayema.
Comrade Udayema, thank you. The motion has been fully moved and seconded. So those in favor of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Edwin James, our emergency speaker. And with the powers conferred on me, your office has been dissolved immediately. It's been dissolved. And the gentleman that moved that motion and your honorable colleague, that was the end. That was the end of your legislative responsibility. And so we thank all of you. You are impeached by me as the MC, and I've taken back my microphone. Please let me quickly say this. Whereas these motions have been moved and seconded and adopted, I want to therefore appeal to all the leaders and their rapporteurs to please put their reports together, particularly highlighting the call to action, and forward SEM to the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, possibly through the Permanent Secretary, Admin, or the Information Officer. Information Officer, please. Okay, the Permanent Secretary. All right, please. Permanent Secretary, please. He's right here. Kindly make this available. If you can't do it today, please do it before the next day. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. I want to sincerely thank all of you for participating. Mr. Uwem, please get me these awards. It is about time for us to do, I would like to, with all due respect to the Permanent Secretary, appeal that you use one stone to just kill the birds, possibly 4 birds, because we have 3 birds here, and the vote of thanks will serve as the 4th bird. Kill them, so that we can just bring these events to a close. So like I said earlier, there are persons that have been very supportive, and aiding the ministry to discharge their core mandates responsibly and accordingly. Hence the reason for these awards that are to be presented by the ministry. And so let me therefore please most respectfully invite the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs to accept to come to the microphone and handle first the award sessions by just calling and presenting the awards to the winners or the awardees. And from there, you will just deliver your vote of thanks at once. Thank you. All right, thank you and welcome.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so very much for waiting with us up to this moment. We really appreciate you. We appreciate your patience. Without you, this program will not be as it is. Thank you so very much. This is not vote of thanks yet, though. It's just a preamble to the award. So, the ministry is to present some awards to people who have been outstanding in their partnership, in their contribution with us to the humanitarian interventions of the ministry. The first on the list, on my list, is the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints.
We'd like to respectfully invite the representative from this church that please here as presented.
If you look at what is on the screen, look at the screen. This church did not just present us with purpose-fit wheelchairs. They also went as far as bringing expatriates from Uganda to come and train our clinicians and artisans on how to couple these wheelchairs, and also to evaluate the beneficiaries on the kind of wheelchairs that they should have. Before this particular project, I didn't know there were different types of wheelchairs. I used to think a wheelchair is a wheelchair, but today I know we have different types of wheelchairs and different types for different terrains. We also have different types for different types of what do they call it? Is it affliction? Disability, yes. Different types of disability. So thank you so very much. And as if that was not enough, we were still distributing those wheelchairs to our people. Then yesterday, can that one come up? You see, the church has given dignity to someone like this. Look at it. Just look at it. Please, yesterday's program, can it come up? Can it come up? Yesterday, they handed over to us relief items, food and non-food items, for onward distribution to flood victims in the state. This church gave us items worth over 300 million naira yesterday. They gave us rice, they gave us beans, they gave us corn, they gave us gari, they gave us blankets, detergents, soaps, sanitary pads, and so on and so on. So we cannot just thank them enough. We cannot thank this. So this is a token of our appreciation to the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints. And we appeal that this partnership continues.
Congratulations to this church. We want to sincerely thank and appreciate them. If you take
Congratulations.
You see, like this kind of wheelchair that Ubong is sitting, this one has gear 1 to gear 5. Oh. It cannot be the same. Bong, look so.
The next person is Mr. Abasiakan Paddy Udosen. This is a counselor from Abak, supervisory counselor for youth, Abak local government area. This is an individual. He's just a counselor. But he built 2 compassionate homes. 2 compassionate homes to 2 widows. For 2 widows. When we see things like this, we can't just help but appreciate them. This is where those people used to live. This is the before of those, and then this is the after. 2 compassionate homes. So, this is a token of our appreciation to Mr. Honorable Abasiakan Paddy Udosen. Please present it to him for us.
Congratulations to Abbas Udosen, and of course, for sending a representative. Maybe this man built that household.
He was here, but he was called out. He was here with us up to the panel session. But he was called out. That is why he sent his friend and partner to receive the award on his behalf. Please, his picture, I want to see his picture. Please, let everybody see his picture. He's a nice young man. I want his picture on the screen.
Yes.
Okay, that is him. A very nice young man.
Very nice, but
recently married.
Married.
But very, very kind and human. The next person, the last but not the least, Mrs. Precious Jennifer Inyang, popularly called Matang Sio. Matang Sio is an ambassador of Humanitarian Affairs. She's an influencer, a content creator. And recently, she has used that platform to rescue people who have been downtrodden, people who have been maltreated. The one that really caught our attention is that of a young girl. Is that of a young girl who was seriously maltreated. I mean, you needed to see it. She rescued this girl from her people that were torturing her. This is the girl. Yes, so honestly, and then because of what she did, government was able to pick up the girl, and right now the girl is in one of the government homes being taken care of. So, Matansio, this is a token of appreciation. Yes. This is a token of appreciation from Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. Congratulations. And
congratulations, Edian Deta. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. First. So this is my last assignment, the fourth bed. Thank you so very much. First, permit me to thank the God Almighty who has made this day great like this. I mean, you agree with me that this program has been very, very successful. Am I lying? Very, very successful. And all glory is returned to God Almighty. Thank you so very much. And want to thank our governor, His Excellency Pastor Umobaseno, who first created the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and then allowed these things like this to strive. His rulership has allowed things like this, humanity to strive. It is following his example. It's what people like Abasiakan is doing. He started it, and others are now following suit. So the creation of Humanitarian Affairs is something that we need to thank Pastor Umobaseno for. We thank him for all the humanitarian strives that he has put in place, humanitarian interventions he has put in place. And then permit me also to thank my commissioner, Princess Ememi Banga, all management and staff of Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, all the facilitators in the breakout sessions, the panelists, the keynote speaker, the paper presenter, everyone that has contributed in one way or the other to make this program a great success. We celebrate you and we honor you. Thank you so very much for the media group. Do you know that this program was live? As you were seated there, people were watching you globally. I am very sure Canada, UK, people were seeing you. Thanks very much to Akwa Ibom State media team. Thank you so much, our honorable MC. And you made this program interesting. Very, very interesting. And because of that, people are not tired. Thank you so very much. Thank you, all of you, for waiting with us till this moment. We cannot appreciate you enough. We say, may God Almighty bless you abundantly in Jesus' name.
Can we put our hands together and also thank the Permanent Secretary for staying calm and beautiful, very supportive. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all of you. It's been a pleasure doing this for you. My name is Emma Akpabio, and I'm so excited to meet you if you are meeting for the first time. Thank you also to all our online viewers. We really thank and appreciate you in all you do. Always remember to keep and put humanity first. If you have any problem, call God. For anything that has to do with good governance, call Pastor Mono. But for humanity services, visit the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, located at Sikaradok Avenue, number 120, usually called Two Lanes. Thank you. Please to bring this event to a close. Shall we please rise? Let's stand to our feet. We take the national anthem. The national anthem. Thank you so much. Please remember to the group leaders, don't forget to submit your resolutions to the ministry as we return. Safe journey to all of you. Goodbye.